All comments and opinions on this show do not reflect those of any professional or independent wrestling organization. It only reflects those of the ones on the Ringside Report.
Wake me up inside. Wake me up inside.
Studio One, welcome to this Friday, March the 14th edition of the Ringside Report. I am Ryan Yannishatis. Brandon McGrath took a personal day today. Also, he'll be heading off to BCW tonight. So that's where he is. Now, let's kick things off by recapping last night's TNA Impact. Started off with MVP coming out, and he's like, and says, now everyone from here on out gets a fair shot, a fair chance. Magnus comes on and says it's still the reign of Magnus and calls out his insurance policy, Abyss, who's got a whole new look. Then, MVP calls out Samoa Joe and then announces that the world title rematch will take place next week on Impact, and then Joe Abyss will happen right now. And then that's when it started, as Rest finished in a no contest in that match. Then in the match, debuting and making her Impact debut, Brittany defeats Gail Kim. Tiger Uno and Sonata defeat the Bromans, and so Penn gets a win over the tag team champions. Tribute to Dixie Carter, it was EC3 and Rockstar Spud coming out. Then MVP interrupting him, saying, next week EC3 will be facing this man. Then who comes out? None other than Bobby Lashley. So Bobby Lashley, EC3 for next week, but also but then pretty much them two kind of getting in a little tussle, but then find out that little later on that Rockstar Spud, he don't need to be the chief of staff anymore, he's going to be a wrestler. And later on in the night, he will get his match against none other than Willow. Then, Street Fight, Mr. Anderson defeats Samuel Shaw. Then, Angelina Love returns. She comes out and calls out Velvet Sky, pretty much. Angelina says, let's get back together, be the beautiful people. Velvet says she needs some time to think. Velvet looked like she was going to do a heel turn, so possibly she will turn on Angelina Love, just like Angelina turned on Velvet, and then we'll see what happens. I'm expecting probably something next week on a big Impact. Then, Willow vs. Rockstar Spud ends in a no contest when Willow, he did everything. He did a twist of fate to the referee. He did a lot of different things, and also really injured and hit him with the chair. Rockstar Spud with the chair, jumped off a ladder onto the chair that was hooked to the knee of Rockstar Spud. So Willow definitely a creepy character. Then Bully Ray came out and pretty much called out Bobby Roode. Then they got into a little bit of a tussle. Bobby Roode, or again Bully Ray, who got attacked by all five guys of Dixie's little clan. But then Bully got each one back, then called out Bobby Roode. He ends up throwing Bobby Roode through a table to finish off Impact. And again, that's going to be a rivalry. I think it's going to lead to Slammiversary in June. I think that's going to be a great rivalry. I said it on Twitter. Could be rivalry of the year, and I think it's going to be two guys that are really good and two guys that are really going to bring this up. I mean, the World Title Championship, the World Title is always the biggest thing, but I think right now you got to look at what's going on with TNA, and I think right there you got to see Bully Ray, who's finally a good guy again. I think, excuse me, it's back to his normal self. Or not really, he's better as a heel. But him against Bobby Roode is going to be a great match, and I think it's going to be back and forth. Not sure when there's going to be a match. Right now, I think there's just going to be some back and forth kind of stuff. But right now, I think you're going to see these two guys have a lot of fun rivalries. And a lot of fun matches and memories over the next couple of months, leading to, I think, a big match. Possibly a #1 contender match at Slammiversary in June. But again, as they Impact, I think a lot of good things. Abyss changed his character. He's got a weird mask on. I think he looked better with no mask and just the ring gear. But I think they're just keeping him half mask, I guess, and also it looks like matches that are announced for next week's Impact, which I think is going to be a very big Impact, is going to be the world title match. Samoa Joe gets his rematch against Magnus. It was announced that Abyss will be handcuffed to EY. You might see some tension there, and possibly a future match between Abyss and EY. We've seen two Monsters Ball matches, I know, but I still think it's going to be fun. Also, Bobby Lashley will make his Impact return and debut, I guess you could say. They still go 1-on-1 against EC3. EC3 getting a lot of big matches. I think that I think not getting the match with Kurt Angle, I think getting hurts him a little bit. But I think maybe having some good matches with Bobby Lashley and guys like that should make him also much better as well. So I think that should be fun as well. And I believe Dixie Carter's expected to return as well. She's not fired, they said. So hopefully we'll see her come back as well and see where that goes. But again, that is Impact from this past week, or from last night. And again, next week's I think is going to be very good as well. We'll be talking about that, of course, next Wednesday. We're doing our first time out here on the Ringside Report. When we come back, it's SSW Week Part 1. As again, we'll have it next week, and it'll be a handicap match with a tag team who are now kind of rivals and opponents. Sunday, the East-West Express. We'll talk about that and the handicap match next. On this date, in 2004, WrestleMania 20 from Madison Square Garden in New York. It was definitely one of the. I remember watching that one. I believe that was one of my, if not the first WrestleMania I watched live. Had a bunch of people over. That road to WrestleMania was what kind of brought the upbringing and the stardom to two guys that are no longer with us, and that's Eddie Guerrero and Chris Benoit. Chris Benoit suplexing Big Show out of the ring, taking a little bit, but suplexing him out of the ring to win the Royal Rumble. Then at No Way Out, in February of that year, that you saw Eddie Guerrero get the frog splash on Brock Lesnar to be able to get the title. Then at WrestleMania 20, you saw top of that, you saw both them guys win there, or you saw Eddie Guerrero retain, Chris Benoit win, them hugging the ring to finish out WrestleMania 20, and 10 years later you think they're still here, they're not. Definitely tragic. But also, that was the last WrestleMania appearance for Goldberg and also Brock Lesnar until he came back a couple of years ago. And also Stone Cold Steve Austin was the referee for that match. John Cena faced Big Show. So I think that's one of the best Rocket Sock connection. So WrestleMania 20 was big. WrestleMania 30 has a lot of things coming up, but we'll see what happens there. Okay, now it's time. Of course, it is SSW week here on the Ringside Report, week 1, and then we'll have them next week as well. But tonight's going to be two guys that actually will be opponents on Sunday, and they were also a pretty dominating tag, and had some rivalries with Noise, Booze, and Tattoos, and that is East West Express. That is Ryan Kross. That's Jeff Luxon, and they're right now on the handicap match. We are now here with the East West Express, Jeff Luxon, Ryan Kross. Thank you very much for joining us, guys.
Well, thank you for having us.
First question is that how did you guys come up with your tag team name?
Well, I trained and wrestled in Tampa, Florida, which is on the east side of the country. Kross here, he's Venice Beach, California, the west side, east-west. We're a throwback to the 80s tag teams. There was a lot of expresses then. So, East-West Express. Jump on board.
I'm currently the 2013 Muscle Beach International Heavyweight Bodybuilding Champion. You can check that out on YouTube. If you type in 2013 Muscle Beach Labor Day, you can see Ryan Kross in an overall pose down, and you can see me win the heavyweight. So I consider myself the king of California.
How long have you guys been a tag team?
About 2 years now.
Yeah, 2 years.
2 years.
Best moment as a tag team?
How many do you want?
Many as you?
I mean, we've won.
You know what? I'll tell you what. We're still the PPW, which is Premier Pro Wrestling Tag Team Champions. We entered North American Pro Wrestling, never lost a match. We beat Colt Cabana. We beat a variety of opponents they gave to us. They closed those doors. It became Premier Pro Wrestling. We wrestled for them for about a year. We never lost the tag team championships there. They're still running their promotion without tag team champions since we have their belts.
We're SSW tag team
We're
champions for a
SSW
year.
tag team champions, so yeah, you don't really get better than us.
What's a tag team you'd like to face in WWE or TNA?
Well,
Or your dream match?
Or dream match, yeah.
I'd say dream match because
Yeah.
I think everybody sucks right now in current wrestling. I don't know. Mine would be the Can-Am Connection, Rick Martel and Tom Zink, two of my favorite wrestlers.
I would like to be in a bloody HIV match with Bruiser Brody and Carlos Colon.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's wild, man. You guys even know who those guys are? Carlos Colon.
No.
Bruiser Brody?
No.
Who do you guys know?
Carlos Colon, isn't he the Carlito and Primo's dad, right? Or no?
That's right. Yep. All right. What's the next one?
That's it?
That's it.
That it? Thanks for joining us.
Wait a second. You brought us on here to ask us 3 stupid questions. The greatest tag team in wrestling today.
Yeah, we get that a lot.
You give Powell guys like 50 questions. You give Bruce City guys
No,
50
these are the
questions.
same
The
questions
same
we
question
give them.
as Powell has.
Let me take a look at those notes. Ryan Kross is really sexy. Jeff Luxon has a big These aren't no. This is a love letter. What are you gonna put these on little heart-shaped Valentines? Put them in my little mailbox on the front of my desk in 3rd grade. Let me see yours.
Same thing.
Ryan Kross is really tan. Why does my tan have anything to do with it? Jeff Luxon's eye patch makes him sexy. What? This is silliness. Why would you put this on here in writing? Is it? Where's this gonna go? On YouTube or something like that? What is this for? Is this for guys to watch or something like that? Is it one of those types of things?
Ringside Report.
Ringside Report. And how many views does one of these things get? Because it's about to be quadrupled when they see our names on it. There you go, buddy. Hope you guys had fun.
That is the East-West Express.
And these two guys.
Good interview there as they sitting there saying that we have stuff on our cue card saying that they're, unlike Valentine's, good guys, funny, and they'll be going one-on-one against each other, and that is this Sunday at the Broad Stop in Kenosha. Let's go through the card. Lords of the Ring qualifier Ryan Kross will go one-on-one against Jeff Luxon, the Governor. Then, Kelvin Beckham and Dave Rydell will be in a tag team match. It was announced a couple of days ago by R.J. Daniels that their opponents will be Marche Rocket and Paulie Tomaselli. Then, it was also announced SSW Lightning Division Championship. Get this, Matt B.A.R will defend against Anthony Antonelli, Mass Stretcher, Jason Parks, and Melanie Cruz will return as well. For you POW fans, you definitely know Melanie Cruz. So that's going to be a great match again in the Lightning divisions for any size, any speed, any gender. Should be an exciting match there. And also it was announced Battle Royal, where the winner will face Justice Jones later that night for the world title. You got to think Vic Capri is going to be the leading candidate. He's going to be a hungry man in that Battle Royal to try to get a chance at Justice Jones. And, of course, the main event will probably be whoever wins that match against Justice, and then whoever wins that Battle Royal against Justice Jones. That is Sunday from the Broad Stop in Kenosha. Doors open at 3. Show is at 4. We'll have a post-show tape there. And also, I believe we're going to have some interviews as well. So if you're a fan and you want to go there, you want to get interviewed by us, please do so. And we'll put you right here on the Ringside Report. We will be showing that post-show on Wednesday, because tonight is also Brew City Wrestling from West Allis. In West Allis, Wisconsin, Brew City Wrestling. Jimmy Blaze expected to face Scrap Daddy Adam Pierce. So again, we'll have that post-show on Monday, and we'll have this one for SSW on Wednesday. So a stacked wrestling post-show week, I guess you could say, for the Ringside Report. We're going to take another time out here on the Ringside Report. When we come back, we're going to preview Smackdown for tonight. That's next on the Ringside Report. Happy birthday to Brian Adams, who was formerly, remember, Chronic of WCW. Also, I believe he was also in WWE for a while as well back in the day. And also, happy birthday to Santino Marella. So happy birthday to both them guys. Celebrate it and have fun. I don't know what Brian Adams, he's not in wrestling in the national wrestling anymore, so happy birthday to you. Okay, now it's time to preview SmackDown for tonight. Of course, the big match that was announced on Monday Night Raw, and that it is going to be Big Show going one-on-one against the Corporate Kane. This is going to be a great match. I think you like to see two size guys, but I think when it's something that's too good to be true in WWE, it probably is. And I think this is going to be a match where you're going to see possibly some interference from maybe more of the Authority, but I think they've already had a little rivalry with the Big Show, so I think maybe they're past that. Maybe we'll see a good match, a main event. SmackDown does seem to shine. The only time they seem to dud is the show right before a big pay-per-view. So I think right now that's the only thing that hurt. But I think there should be a good pay-per-view, or there should be a good SmackDown, as well as possibly some more on Daniel Bryan coming back, and or maybe again if he wins against Triple H at WrestleMania, he'll be inserted into the world title match, or the world heavyweight title match between Batista and Randy Orton. But I think that's gonna. But maybe we'll see some outfall for that, because you really haven't got the opinions of Randy Orton or Batista. Are they on the same page? We saw him in a tag match Monday on Raw. So I think really you're going to see a lot of interesting things maybe tonight on SmackDown, whether it's between those two, or maybe we'll see maybe Daniel Bryan as well. So I think you're going to see a lot of interesting things possibly come out of Friday Night SmackDown leading into another big Raw. I'm not sure. I don't know if Hogan or Undertaker are slated to be at Raw on Monday, but I'm sure we'll find that out as well. Also, the Usos will probably be in action. The Divas title, of course, AJ Lee retaining it on main event, as well as Dean Ambrose defending and retaining against Mark Henry. So we still got them champions as well. The longest reigning champion currently in WWE is Dean Ambrose, and of course the longest reigning Divas champion in history, AJ Lee. So I think I smell AJ losing that title to a Funkadactyl at WrestleMania is what I see happening. I mean, she's had the longest reign. It was almost, it was June, and it was in Chicago at Allstate Arena where she won it. So we'll see what happens there. But again, should be a good SmackDown tonight, headlined by Big Show and Kane, Corporate Kane. So we'll see what happens there. Of course, we'll be recapping that on Monday. And speaking of Monday, what we're preview for Monday, we're going to recap SmackDown and BCW, as well as we're going to preview Raw for that night, and the handicap match continues in the for SSW as it'll be with Dave Rydell. So that'll be all coming up on Monday. That'll be all on Monday. Brandon will not be here Monday either. Not sure how many days he'll be on. He's actually got jury duty, so he'll be off and doing that. So not sure how long he'll be gone. Monday for sure. He may be back Wednesday, but we'll see how that goes. But of course, he was gone today on assignment, so it's actually pretty nice to not have to listen to all his babble about elite players and all that stuff. But again, a personal day today. But again, he'll also be gone Monday, trying to do his deed here for the government. So that'll wrap it up for this Friday, the 14th of March, as I draw a blank. Everyone have a great weekend. Selection Sunday on Sunday, and of course I believe the tournament starts on Wednesday. It'll be fun, it'll be exciting as always. That'll wrap it up. I'm Ryan Yanashada saying thank you for watching the Ringside Report, your front row seat to all things wrestling. Brew City Wrestling returns to the Knights of Columbus in West Dallas, Friday, March 14th.
Jimmy Blade versus the Scrap Daddy himself, Adam Pearce.
More matches to be announced. That is Friday, March 14th. Brew City Wrestling at the West Dallas Knights of Columbus. SSW returns to the Bronx Stop Sunday, March the 16th.
Lord of the Rings qualifier match, Jeff Luxon versus Ryan Kross.
That is Headlock on Hunger 9.